We thought it'd be great to talk to Johnny Damon today because David Ortiz played his last game last night as the Red Sox got swept by the Indians. And Johnny was there when David Ortiz kind of became David Ortiz. And Johnny's nice enough to join us now on the Michael K. Show. Johnny, it's Michael, Don, and Peter. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Great talking to you again. And, so here we are.
Here we are. And there goes
David. He's done, yeah.
What kind of teammate was he?
Oh, David's the best. I mean, I saw so many people talk about David, coming up towards the last game and everything, and they were absolutely right. I mean, he was able to bring in multi-cultures and blend with everybody in the clubhouse, and and what he brought to the city of Boston. I mean, wow. I mean, this was the most important player in Boston history, and it's sad that he didn't win on his final year, but a lot of us aren't able to do that as well. But he got 3 championships, so I think Boston's very proud of what he did, and they greeted him so kindly.
It's so hard for him to take it back, right? He's had his farewell tour, but you wonder if he's regretting, Johnny, giving it up, because he could totally play next year on an elite level.
Yeah, he's ending on a high note, but he most definitely can. And, I wouldn't, never say never. I mean, there's a chance he can be around, but it's totally up to him. It's his decision and his family's decision. And obviously, if the Red Sox decision would be the final decision. But he had a great career. To me, he's a Hall of Famer. What he's been able to do during the regular season, but the postseason sets him apart from almost everybody.
You know what I never understood, Johnny, and because you saw the rivalry from both sides, maybe you could explain. All the guy did was destroy the Yankees every time he played them, and they never threw into him. I'm not saying hit him. They never moved him off the plate. Is it because everybody likes the guy? Why did the Yankees fail so much in getting this guy out?
Well, I would say yes, everybody does like the guy, but I just think if a pitcher makes a mistake then there's problems. Like if the ball sails across the plate, he's going to crush it. When David Ortiz is on the mound, the pitchers are they're very worried. I mean, it's different when a guy like Ortiz or Sheffield comes up to the plate. I mean, those guys, especially Ortiz in the postseason. I mean, just really good, and you can't make a mistake to him. And for a while, if you did, Manny would be coming up behind him, and so I mean, it's tough. It's a team game, but just David understood the pressure of situations, and he understood the game. I mean, he knows every time he takes has an at-bat, there's a chance to fail. And I think when you have that thinking, it's like you can't lose. I mean, baseball is a failure sport, and but in the postseason, failure wasn't an option for him.
Johnny, unfortunately, you played in an era where there's a lot of guys that get stuck with that PED moniker, and none of them seem to be able to get up from it. He did. Why do you think he's been the one exception to the rule of being able to move forward in a positive way despite being on that list?
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of different stories, but the story that I heard was David asked what he tested positive for, and there was no answer. So David's like, how that's what I'm thinking, but I don't think they came out with what he tested positive for now. So it's that's why I think he's been able to move on, and I trust David. So I don't think he's ever got into the PEDs or the steroids. So I think he's clean. I mean, the fact that we don't know what was positive, it could have been anything.
I'm interested.
And something that was probably legal at one point, or something that was from GNC that they started telling players you can't take certain things from GNC. So I think that's probably something that was very minor.
What made him a guy that opposing players liked? Because, you played with A-Rod, and it seemed like opposing players hated A-Rod. Why do people love Ortiz and not like A-Rod?
Well, I think a lot of players liked A-Rod. I think just, A-Rod was always trying to be the best. I mean, coming out of high school, he probably going to be the greatest player ever, playing in the major leagues at 19 and putting all this stats. So A-Rod always kind of had his, that title. Like, he had to prepare himself. He had to do everything, and you don't just let everybody in your circle. But A-Rod was a great teammate. So when A-Rod knows you, he's great. But I can see how other teams viewed it. But I mean, A-Rod, to me, was a great teammate and going to go down as one of the great players, ever. And but with Ortiz, I think he just the loudness that he brings, the big smile, the big laugh. It's just different personalities. Some works better for others, but they were both great teammates to me, and they both had great careers. And I know I'm hoping A-Rod, one day will be able to be in the Hall of Fame, but obviously that's not up to me.
Johnny, parity has hit baseball. We've seen small market teams be competitive, so it's not just all about the Yankees and the Red Sox in the American League East anymore. So I wonder, can the rivalry ever get back to the way it was when you participated in it 10 years ago?
Well, I feel like I was around at the right time, but I think it's going to be tough. I mean, we had such great rivalries, and then I think as soon as Boston won, it kind of got quieted it down a little bit. And I really don't hear much about it now since I'm not around anymore. So it's definitely a lot easier for me to deal with. But that rivalry was great, and I do miss it at times. But there's going to be some sparks fly sometime soon. But they're both great franchises, and it's just too bad. David Ortiz played his last game, and I hope to see him sometime soon.